The wind howled through the barren trees, their skeletal branches clawing at the moonlit sky. The air was thick with an eerie stillness as the 6 friends, Amy, Mark, Sarah, David, Lisa, and Chris, stood at the edge of the town, staring at the looming silhouette of the old mansion. The mansion, once a grand display of opulence, now stood as a decrepit and haunting structure. Its weathered facade was marred with cracked windows, their shattered glass reflecting the pale light of the moon. Ivy crawled up the crumbling walls, its tendrils choking the life out of the decaying bricks. The porch sagged under the weight of time, its steps creaking with the burden of forgotten secrets. The townsfolk whispered tales of the mansion's dark past. It was said that a wealthy family had once inhabited the halls, basking in their riches and power. But tragedy had befallen them, leaving a stain of sorrow and malevolence that clung to the very walls of the mansion. The family's son, Jonathan, had fallen victim to madness, driven by his insatiable desire for power. In a fit of delusion, he had committed unspeakable acts within those very walls, turning the once noble mansion into a chamber of horrors. As the friends stepped across the threshold, a wave of cold air brushed against their faces, carrying with it an unsettling presence. The mansion's interior was a labyrinth of dark hallways, each filled with the whispers of the past. Dust-covered portraits of the family gazed down with haunted eyes, their painted smiles twisted into grimaces of eternal torment. The wooden floorboards moaned beneath their weight, as if the very house itself protested their intrusion. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their hearts pounding in their chests. But the allure of the unknown beckoned them forward, urging them to unravel the secrets that lay hidden within the mansion's depths. They had heard tales of ghostly apparitions that roamed the corridors, their mournful wails echoing through the night. Some spoke of a blood-stained library, where the walls seemed to whisper the darkest secrets of the family's demise. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, a sense of unease settled upon them like a suffocating fog. Shadows danced along the walls, their twisted forms taunting the friends with their macabre dance. The atmosphere grew heavy with an otherworldly energy, as if the very air was laced with the residue of despair and suffering. In the dim candlelight, they stumbled upon a grand staircase, its banister worn with age. The stairs groaned under their weight, as if protesting against their ascent. Each step brought them closer to the heart of the mansion, closer to the dark secrets that lay dormant within its depths. Unknown to the friends, their presence had awakened a malevolent force, dormant for years. The spirits of the mansion stirred, their tortured souls yearning for release. Unbeknownst to them, they had stepped into a nightmare from which there might be no escape. Little did they know, the horrors that awaited them in the abandoned mansion would test their sanity and courage, pushing them to the edge of their darkest fears. They had unwittingly entered a realm where the living and the dead intertwined, and the consequences of their curiosity would soon become all too real. The chilling aura of the abandoned mansion clung to the 6 friends as they ventured deeper into its darkened corridors. The whispers of the past echoed in their ears, a haunting melody that played with their sanity. Each step they took seemed to awaken dormant spirits, as if the house itself had been waiting for their arrival. As they explored further, they stumbled upon a parlor, its once luxurious furnishings now shrouded in dust and decay. The friends cautiously entered, their eyes scanning the room for any sign of life. It was then that they heard it, a soft, distant whisper, barely audible but undeniably present. Amy's heart raced as she strained to catch the words. They seemed to call out to her, urging her to listen, but the meaning eluded her grasp. The others exchanged anxious glances, their unease growing with each passing moment. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through the parlor, extinguishing the candles that flickered with an ethereal glow. The room plunged into darkness, and the friends found themselves enveloped in an oppressive silence. Then, from the shadows, a soft voice pierced the stillness, chilling their bones. "Leave before it consumes you," it whispered, the words carrying a warning laden with despair. Sarah's voice trembled as she spoke, her words barely a whisper. "Who's there? Show yourself." But there was no response, only the echoes of their own fear bouncing off the walls. The friends huddled closer together, their breaths shallow and rapid. A sudden movement caught Mark's attention, and he turned to face a cracked mirror hanging on the wall. In its fractured surface, he saw fleeting glimpses of faces, horrifying visages twisted in anguish and despair. They stared back at him with hollow eyes, their mouths agape as if forever trapped in silent screams. The room seemed to close in on them, its walls narrowing and squeezing the air from their lungs. Panic gripped their hearts, threatening to consume them. They needed to escape, to find a way out of this nightmarish maze. With trembling hands, Lisa fumbled for a hidden door, her fingers grazing the cold metal handle. She pushed, and the door swung open, revealing a dimly lit corridor. It beckoned to them like a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. As the friends cautiously stepped into the corridor, the whispers grew louder, swirling around them like a vortex of anguish and regret. The walls seemed to breathe, pulsating with an otherworldly energy. They knew they were no longer alone. The spirits of the mansion had awakened, and they hungered for their souls. With hearts pounding in their chests, they pressed on, determined to unravel the mystery that bound the mansion and their fates together. But little did they know, with each step they took, they delved deeper into the clutches of a darkness that yearned for their destruction. The echoes of the past resonated through the mansion's halls, urging them to uncover the truth before it was too late. They were mere pawns in a malevolent game, trapped in a nightmare that threatened to consume them whole. The friends ventured further into the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion, their hearts pounding in sync with the ominous rhythm that surrounded them. The whispers of the past grew louder, echoing through the air, intertwining with the sighs of despair that emanated from the decaying walls. As they navigated the dimly lit passages, a sense of foreboding settled upon them like a suffocating fog. The very atmosphere seemed to conspire against their presence, taunting them with its malevolence. Doors slammed shut with an unseen force, sealing off escape routes and confining them to nightmarish rooms. Amy's pulse quickened as she found herself trapped in a room adorned with tattered curtains and moth-eaten furniture. The air turned icy, causing her breath to crystallize before her eyes. A faint flicker of candlelight danced in the corner, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Whispers, barely discernible, slithered through the room, each syllable dripping with malice. Mark, separated from the group, stumbled upon a long-forgotten study, its shelves lined with weathered tomes that held the secrets of the mansion's tortured history. As he reached out to touch a book, the room plunged into darkness, the only illumination coming from the ghostly glow of a spectral figure hovering in the corner. The apparition's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, fixated on Mark with an unrelenting gaze. Sarah and Lisa, searching for an exit, found themselves trapped in a room with no visible means of escape. The walls closed in on them, closing the room like a coffin, while the ceiling descended with ominous deliberation. Their screams were met with an eerie silence, the very room seemingly relishing their terror. David and Chris, the last remaining pair, fought their way through a maze of twisted corridors. Shadows lurked in every corner, their elongated forms threatening to consume them. Eyes peered from the darkness, their sinister glimmers instilling a paralyzing fear. They pressed on, their instincts screaming for them to find their friends, to escape the clutches of the mansion's ever-tightening grip. Each member of the group encountered their own horrors, the spirits of the mansion taking pleasure in tormenting their souls. Laughter, cold and mocking, reverberated through the halls, amplifying their fear with every taunting note. Whispers grew louder, filling the air with a cacophony of anguish and malevolence. But even as despair threatened to consume them, a flicker of resilience burned within their hearts. They clung to their fading courage, their determination unyielding. They knew that they had to confront the malevolent forces that haunted the mansion, to uncover the truth and break the cycle of torment. With trembling hands and racing hearts, they clung together, their bond becoming their sole source of strength. In the face of overwhelming darkness, they stood united, ready to confront the horrors that lurked within the mansion's depths. Little did they know that the haunting had only just begun. The mansion reveled in their fear, relishing the power it held over their souls. And as they ventured deeper, the true depths of the mansion's evil would reveal itself, testing their resolve and pushing them to the brink of their sanity. In the heart of the mansion, the darkness awaited, hungry for their souls. Determined to free themselves from the clutches of the haunted mansion, the friends delved deeper into the murky depths of its history. They sought to uncover the secrets that bound the mansion and its tormented spirits together, hoping that knowledge would grant them some semblance of power over the malevolent forces that sought to consume them. As they pieced together fragments of the mansion's past, a dark tale emerged. Decades ago, a deranged serial killer named Jacob Sinclair had taken up residence within these very walls. The townsfolk had whispered his name in fear, recounting the atrocities he had committed. Jacob's insatiable hunger for power had driven him to unspeakable acts, staining the mansion with a legacy of blood and despair. The friends learned of the restless spirits that roamed the mansion, haunted echoes of the victims who had fallen prey to Jacob's madness. Each spirit had their own tale of tragedy and pain, forever trapped within the confines of the mansion. The group shuddered at the realization that they had unknowingly stepped into a malevolent realm, awakening an ancient evil that hungered for revenge. Driven by an unwavering determination, the friends sought out hidden chambers and secret passages, guided by the tattered remnants of forgotten journals and yellowed newspaper clippings. They discovered the blood-stained library, its walls adorned with books that chronicled the gruesome history of the Sinclair family. Within the decaying pages, they found accounts of Jonathan Sinclair, the tormented son of the family, whose descent into madness had set in motion a series of horrors that still plagued the mansion. The friends learned that Jonathan's twisted mind had become a conduit for the darkness, a vessel for the malevolent spirits that now sought their own twisted justice. Armed with this newfound knowledge, the friends understood that they had inadvertently awakened an ancient curse. The spirits of the mansion were bound to the grounds, forever trapped in a cycle of torment and vengeance. Their restless souls sought release, and the friends realized it fell upon them to break the curse, to set the spirits free and end the mansion's reign of terror. They gathered in the heart of the mansion, their hands trembling as they prepared for a ritual that would sever the ties between the spirits and their earthly prison. Candles flickered, casting dancing shadows on the walls as they chanted ancient incantations, their voices blending with the echoes of despair that permeated the air. The atmosphere grew electric with an otherworldly energy. Whispers swirled around them, both eerie and mournful. The spirits stirred, their ethereal forms materializing before the friends, their eyes brimming with both longing and resentment. With each word uttered, the mansion quivered, its foundations trembling under the weight of the ritual. The friends held steadfast, their resolve unyielding. They channeled their collective strength, pouring their will into the very fabric of the curse. As the final verse echoed through the chamber, the mansion convulsed, releasing a surge of energy that surged through the walls and floors. The spirits let out anguished cries, their forms dissipating into fragments of ethereal mist. The curse had been shattered, the bond broken. Breathing heavily, the friends felt a weight lift from their shoulders. They knew they had succeeded in freeing the tormented spirits, offering them a chance at peace. The mansion itself seemed to sigh, as if relieved of its malevolent burden. But as the friends made their way to the exit, a chilling wind whispered through the empty halls, a reminder that not all secrets had been laid to rest. The darkness lingered, a reminder of the horrors they had faced, and a warning that the memory of the mansion's sinister past would forever haunt their dreams. Though scarred by their harrowing journey, the friends vowed to keep the horrors of the abandoned mansion a secret, aware that not everyone possessed the strength to confront such malevolence. They left the mansion behind, forever changed by the darkness they had faced, carrying with them the knowledge that evil could lurk even in the most innocuous of places. The friends would never forget the chilling echoes of the past, the shattering revelations they had unearthed. And as they stepped out into the light of a new day, the weight of the mansion's history slowly lifted, leaving behind only a lingering sense of the terrors they had conquered. Armed with the knowledge of the mansion's dark past, the friends stood resolute, ready to confront the horrors that awaited them. They understood that their battle for survival had just begun, for the spirits, now awakened by their meddling, sought revenge for the injustices they had suffered. Amy found herself pursued by the ghostly figure of a young girl, her ethereal presence haunting every step Amy took. The girl's empty eyes mirrored the pain of her untimely demise, her longing for release palpable. Amy's heart pounded in her chest as she ran through the mansion's twisting corridors, desperately seeking a way to evade her relentless pursuer. Meanwhile, Mark came face to face with the vengeful spirit of Jacob Sinclair himself. The spirit manifested in a grotesque form, his twisted features a testament to the madness that consumed him in life. Mark's heart raced as he dodged Jacob's spectral attacks, narrowly avoiding the ethereal grip that threatened to strangle the life out of him. Sarah and Lisa found themselves trapped in a room devoid of windows or doors. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating them with an oppressive sense of confinement. Eerie whispers filled the air, taunting their every move. They clawed at the walls, searching desperately for an exit, but the room seemed to mock their futile efforts. David and Chris fought their way through a maze of twisted corridors, the spirits lurking around every corner. Malevolent faces leered at them, their twisted forms lunging and slashing with ghostly precision. David and Chris pushed their bodies to the limit, dodging ethereal attacks with a mixture of agility and sheer willpower. The friends, separated and tormented by the spirits, clung to the memories of their shared bond. They knew that their only chance of survival lay in reuniting and pooling their strength against the spectral forces that threatened to overwhelm them. Through sheer determination and a touch of luck, the friends managed to find each other in the mansion's gloomy depths. Their breaths came in ragged gasps, sweat drenched their brows, but their resolve burned brighter than ever. Realizing that they could not simply outrun or hide from the spirits, the friends knew they had to confront their fears head-on. They gathered in a circle, holding hands, their fingers intertwined with unyielding solidarity. With a collective shout, they faced the spirits, their voices echoing through the haunted halls. They spoke with authority, demanding the spirits to release their grip and move on. The sheer force of their conviction, fueled by the weight of the mansion's tragic history, seemed to command the attention of the restless souls. In a final act of desperation, the friends enacted a ritual, drawing upon their shared strength and the knowledge they had acquired. Their voices rose in unison, reciting incantations that resonated with the essence of the spirits and the twisted history that bound them. The atmosphere crackled with energy as the spirits wavered, their spectral forms flickering in and out of existence. The friends' ritual disrupted the very fabric of the curse, weakening the spirits' hold on the mansion. One by one, the spirits began to dissipate, their anguished cries fading into whispers carried by the wind. The friends stood amidst the fading ethereal remnants, their bodies trembling with a mixture of exhaustion and triumph. As the last of the spirits vanished, the mansion itself seemed to exhale, a collective sigh of relief filling the air. The darkness lifted, replaced by a renewed sense of tranquility. The friends, battered and scarred by their harrowing ordeal, knew that they had triumphed over the malevolent forces that haunted the mansion. They had broken the curse, released the spirits, and reclaimed their own lives. Though forever marked by their encounter with the darkness, the friends emerged stronger and more resilient. They vowed to keep the horrors of the abandoned mansion a secret, understanding that not everyone could comprehend the true depths of the evil they had faced. With a mixture of relief and sorrow, the friends left the mansion behind, forever changed by their fight for survival. The memory of that fateful night would forever serve as a reminder of the darkness that lurks within the shadows, a testament to their unwavering determination and their triumph over the forces of the supernatural. The friends stood on the precipice of victory, their hard-fought battle against the haunted mansion nearing its climax. The weight of their experiences hung heavy in the air, but their determination burned brighter than ever. They knew that their journey was not yet over, and the final test awaited them. With cautious steps, they navigated the labyrinthine halls, their senses sharpened by their encounter with the malevolent spirits. Shadows danced along the walls, flickering in time with their quickened heartbeats. The mansion seemed to hold its breath, as if anticipating their next move. As they pressed forward, their path grew treacherous. Traps, both physical and ethereal, lay in wait, challenging their every step. Doors slammed shut, their hinges protesting against their intrusion. Unseen forces tugged at their clothes, threatening to pull them into the abyss of the mansion's eternal darkness. But the friends had become masters of survival, honing their instincts and trusting their bond. Each obstacle they overcame, each challenge they faced, brought them closer to their ultimate goal: escape. The air grew heavy with anticipation as they reached the grand entrance hall, the exit tantalizingly close. but the mansion, unwilling to relinquish its hold, fought back with a vengeance. The floor quaked beneath their feet, threatening to swallow them whole. Chandeliers swung violently overhead, casting eerie shadows that danced upon the walls. They knew that the final battle awaited them, that their struggle for freedom would culminate in this very moment. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they braced themselves, summoning the last reserves of their strength. With a unified cry, they confronted the darkness head-on. Their voices rang through the halls, drowning out the whispers that clung to the air. Their resolve radiated like a beacon, challenging the malevolence that had plagued the mansion for so long. But the mansion, aware of their defiance, unleashed its full fury. Spectral apparitions materialized before them, their eyes blazing with fury. The very walls seemed to close in, trapping the friends in an inescapable nightmare. In a battle of wills, they fought back, wielding the light of their courage against the encroaching darkness. Each friend faced their own personal demons, their individual strength interwoven with the collective spirit that bound them together. The outcome of this final clash remained uncertain. The friends knew that escape was within their reach, but victory was not guaranteed. Their fate hung in the balance as they confronted the embodiment of the mansion's evil. The chapter ends here, leaving the story to unfold in the imagination of those who dare to envision the resolution. Will the friends emerge triumphant, breaking free from the clutches of the haunted mansion? Or will they succumb to the horrors that have plagued them throughout their journey? The tale remains unfinished, leaving room for speculation, anticipation, and the power of individual interpretation. As the friends stand on the precipice of their ultimate test, the outcome lies in the hands of those who continue the story in their minds, crafting an ending that mirrors their own fears, hopes, and dreams.